Hi everyone, it's Patricia Warby of Alchemy Therapies here, and I'm going to do it differently today. I'm not going to try and promote my emotional audit program. I'm going to tell you how it came about. Okay, so I got ill when I was 34, very surprisingly, very shockingly, due to unresolved emotions that had been in my system for years since my dad died when I was 18. Now, I grew up in a fairly ordinary family. There were no major traumas apart from that. I grew up with an anxious mum. Obviously, she had good reason to be anxious because my dad was in and out of hospital for most of my teenage years and he had a lung removed. And so we never knew how much longer he'd last, really. Um, it was a very sad and depressing story, but that's not the reason I'm here today. It's because I didn't realize that because of the nature of my emotions and how I denied them all these years, I thought I dealt with it, because I carved out a career. I was reasonably successful. And, I just didn't look down, I just kept going. And that's what most of us do, isn't it? And it wasn't until my first relationship collapsed when I was 30 that things started to go rapidly downhill. Now, relationships don't last sometimes, it's a normal experience for everyone. But if you're highly sensitive emotionally, like I am, I'm an HSP, and you've got emotional trauma, that double whammy combines in your body to create an imprint of overwhelm, which when it gets triggered in adult life, like, you've just lost something that meant a lot to you or a person that meant a lot to you, you get all sorts of symptoms in the body and your adrenals start to pump out stress hormones and your sleep is affected and your digestion is affected and your mood is affected. And I started to become really hyper anxious. I couldn't sleep, I felt awful, the terrible anxiety. And anyway, I didn't want to do emotional healing. I didn't think there was anything wrong with myself emotionally. As I say, I was a capable person and I thought emotional overwhelm was something that happened to weak people. Okay, so I'm being really honest with you here. And it wasn't until last ditch effort, after I'd done absolutely everything else, I'd done the nutritional changes, I'd done lifestyle changes, cutting down my stress, etc., trying to sort out my life, get somewhere new to live, that I came to the conclusion, really against my training and my understanding of myself, that I needed emotional help. And the day I reached out for emotional help was the turning point for me. And I got counseling because the kind of interventions I use now were not available then. And then I started to get body work as well, which was really transformational for me because it was about connecting to my body as a source of comfort, of safety, which I'd never felt, wisdom, perhaps a knowing, an inner knowing. And so it was a journey of discovery, which I gradually allowed myself to go along. And I learned so much along the way, and I wanted to distill that into this course. Now, courses, I've done loads. I'm sure you have. What makes this one different? Well, it's a group course. First of all, it's an online group course where you get to learn together with other people who are going through the same thing. So you get all the support and all the understanding that you missed. And maybe some insight from other people. As much as I've learned along my journey, I don't know everything. And other people have learned new understandings and awarenesses and techniques. And so we actually benefit from the group knowledge and the group transformation, which we witness over 8 weeks. Well, 9 weeks in total, 8 weeks of material, including 8 sessions, group sessions with me live, which you can come on and learn and discuss and maybe embed the learning. Why emotional audit? Why did I call it an audit? Well, it's a chance to take stock. Obviously, that's what an audit is. It's a time to sort of work out where you are. But also, I loved the fact that the word audit had a lovely mnemonic for me. It's like acceptance. The first stage, you've got a problem. You need to do something about it. It's emotional. Understanding, that's the you. Understanding why you are where you are, what happened to you when you were young, imprints in your body as a sense of emotional overwhelm, which gets triggered later in life. And so I give you some of the theory of that. Then discover, I show you all the new kind of theories that underpin the nervous system regulation, polyvagal theory about the vagus nerve and how that balances or doesn't, and lots about emotional experiences that embed themselves as implicit memory in your brain. So you'll get loads of new information that perhaps will give you a reason for why you feel the way you do. But of course, it's not just about knowledge, is it? It's not about information, it's about implementation. And that's what the I is for. Putting the understanding and the discovery into practice, integrating it, if you like, into your experience. That's what the I is. That's where we come to towards the end. And then the final stage is thrival. I'm well aware that isn't a word that exists in English, but I don't see why it shouldn't. We have survival, which is where most of us are. Let's move you to thrival. Let's do it. Come and join this program, please. And tell your friends, because without you, I can't run this program. It's a group program. I can do one-to-one therapy with one person, but I can't do a group program with one person. I need bodies. I need people who are passionate about emotional healing, want to find out about it, and regain their joy, because that ultimately is what this program is about. It's not about raking over old wounds and leaving you miserable. It's about rediscovering who you really are without the imprints inside you. And it's actually a simple process to remove them if you know how. So folks, come and join me. Hopefully see you there. It starts 19th of October, but I can take people on in the first week, so you might not be too late, but get in touch. See the details below. Take care. Bye-bye.